Welcome, Silver Run School family, to another one of our monthly celebrations. We're here today to celebrate our students and staff here at Silver Run, celebrate the great accomplishments that they have done for the month of February. Our staff and our students, although we're in a pandemic, our staff and our students continue to push forward, continue to persevere, and continue to do great things at Silver Run. So today we want to take this time this morning to celebrate our staff and our students. Welcome to our monthly celebration for the month of February, Silver Run School family. Let's start this off with we're going to start it off with our Pledge of Allegiance and our school pledge. We're going to start it off with our Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance is going to be led by none other than Mrs. Parr and Mr. Bryden.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Thank you, Mrs. Parr and Mr. Bryden, for the Pledge of Allegiance. And now we have our school pledge led by one of Silver Run's classes.
Of each other, always love God, cooperatively. We will work together to make Silver Run a safe, caring community where we can all learn and grow together.
Thank you, class, for the Silver Run School Pledge. Moving on. All right. Before we get into our monthly celebration any further, we have a nurse's note from none other than our nurse, Wendy Wolf. And the nurse's note is: masks are an effective way to prevent people from getting and spreading COVID-19. It's an effective way. Follow these tips to make sure that you are wearing your mask correctly. Wash your hands or use hand sanitizer before putting on your mask. Make sure that your mask covers your nose, mouth, is secure under your chin. Your mask should fit snugly against the sides of your face. If you have to continually adjust your mask, it might not fit correctly. Make sure that you can breathe comfortably wearing your mask. Wash your mask every day, and you do that because we are Silver Run Strong. Thank you, Mrs. Wolf, for that nurse's note. All right, moving on, we're going to celebrate our students of the month. We're going to start off with our kindergarten class. Our kindergarten class, first up, we have Honesty Corbin, Mrs. Carter's and Mrs. Constantine's class. Honesty is a rock star. She has come a long way. She always participates and tries her best every day. Her smile and cute voice makes you smile from ear to ear. She is a joy to have in class. Next up, we have Amina Roundtree in Mrs. Cramer's, Mrs. Gorgas, and Mrs. Stiles' class. Amina loves to learn. She enjoys investigating to find out more information and loves to share what she learned. Amina Roundtree. Next, we have Joseph Dixon from Ms. Dion's and Ms. Dorella's class. Joseph Dixon has made such tremendous progress this year. He is a hard worker and always shows up for class. We are so impressed by your hard work and dedication. Great job, Joseph. Next, we have Lucas Simonini in Ms. Zavorsky's and Mrs. Royal's class. Lucas is always ready to answer questions with very well thought out responses. He is our top sharp reader in the class. Great job, Lucas. Keep up the great work. Moving on to first grade. First in our first grade class, we have Oakland Karcher in Mrs. Crane's and Mrs. Tomlin's class. Oakland works hard in our meets. He welcomes everyone with a "Hey, buddy," and has great perseverance. Oakland Karcher, Student of the Month, Mrs. Cranes and Mrs. Tomlin's class. Moving on to Jamari Johnny, Mrs. Blouse and Mrs. Armington's class. Jamari is a great Google Meet guy, a rocking Raz reader, a Zerner with zeal, and a superstar seesaw student. Jamari always participates 100%. We are very proud of him. Next, we have Danielle Greiner, Mrs. Hill, and Mrs. Calkins' class. Danielle has earned this award due to her perseverance and participation. Thank you, Danielle, for getting caught being an exemplar student. Next, we have Leroy Stevens, Mrs. Stratton's class. Leroy shows up to every meet on time and is ready to learn. He is a responsible student who completes all of his work every day. He greets me every morning with a wave and is a joy to have in class. Leroy Stevens. Moving on to second grade. First up in second grade, we have Jeremiah Couch, Mrs. Kimmel, Mrs. Todd's, and Mrs. Losaw's class. Jeremiah is a smart, hardworking student. He always has a smile for us and is ready to learn. Jeremiah Couch. Next, we have Lillian Riskin. Lillian is an excellent virtual learner. She always tries her best and completes all assignments. She just recently leveled up to a third grade reading level. Wow. So proud of you, Lil. Moving on. Next, we have Lacey Bone in Mrs. Mansky's and Mrs. Morris's class. Lacey has done a wonderful job throughout virtual and hybrid learning. She has logged into every Google Meet and tries her best every day. That's Lacey Bone. Next, we have Frankie Green. Frankie has been in Mrs. Oak's class. Frankie has been working so hard. She has been trying her best every day. She participates in Google Meets in class. She always does her work with a smile and a giggle. Next, we have, there we go, Nia Gonzalez. Nia has been a second grade rock star. She has consistently logged on to our Google Meet every day and completed every assignment. I am so proud of Nia and all her hard work. Keep up the great job, Nia. And that's Mrs. Chattinger's class. Next, we have Marcus Harris, Mr. Bertonazzi's and Mrs. Trolls, and Mrs. Wolf's class. Marcus is eager to learn every day. He is kind and respectful to his teachers and classmates. Marcus Harris, keep up the great work, man. Moving on to third grade, celebrating our third grade student of the month. Let's see. First up, we have Isaiah Cicero. Isaiah in Ms. Nevico's class. Isaiah is a pure joy. His love for learning, inquisitive questions, sense of humor, and cute smile make being his teacher an absolute pleasure. Next, we have Alina Lynn. Alina is a bright, kind student who comes to all the Google Meets in the virtual school every day. She wants to answer all questions and is eager to learn. Alina is a leader in my class. And that's Miss Goover's class, Alina Lynn. Next up, we have Daniela Thompson in Mrs. Kinsey's class. Daniela has made great progress. In our virtual class, she asks for help and always has a smile. Keep up the great work, Daniela. Next, we have Vincenzo Severino in Mrs. Barcy's class. Vincenzo is always ready to learn. He joins every meet on time and with a smile. Vincenzo is a multi-tab master and often shares fun facts about our lesson topic. Fun fact, Vincenzo's birthday was Tuesday, February 9th, Happy birthday, Vincenzo. Next, we have Jason LeBlanc, Mrs. Barless's class. Jason always tries his very best at everything he does. I am so proud of him. Keep up the great work, Jason. Moving on to fourth grade. Celebrating our fourth grade students of the month. And we're going to start off with Mr. Tariq Banks and Mrs. Santiago and Mrs. Garrison's class. Tariq is all about the 4B rules: respectful, responsible, safe, and helpful. He always shows up to all virtual lessons, completes all classwork, and shows respect to all classmates. Way to go, Tariq. Next, we have Taraji Mayweather in Mrs. Quinzel's and Mrs. Nedahan's class. Taraji is one of my rising stars. She is working hard each and every day to make good choices, stay on task, and complete those virtual assignments. She's also always willing to participate and share ideas with her teachers and classmates. Way to go, Taraji. Keep up the great work, Taraji. Next, we have Christiana Williams. Christiana Williams. Christiana has continued to be a class leader. She shows up for class on time, video on, and participates. Christiana wants to make sure that she is well prepared for life. Great job, Christiana. And Christiana's in Mrs. Cosgrove's class. Moving on to fifth grade. First up in fifth grade, we have none other than Anastasia Thomas in Mr. Morvay's class. Anastasia is an amazing student. She attends all meets with her camera on and ready to learn. She completes all of her work every day and always asks for help. She wants to be a veterinarian when she grows up. Way to go, Anastasia. Next up, we have Malia Williams in Mrs. Robinson and Mrs. Jimenez's class. Malia is an absolute pleasure to have in class. She is a wonderful reader, getting into character and projecting the emotion of the text. Malia's positivity is contagious. She always has a kind word for her peers. She is a model fifth grader and has a very bright future ahead. Next, we have Ileana Cicero, Mrs. Tapp and Mr. Cox's class. Ileana's performance this year, with all the changes and challenges we faced, has been remarkable and impressive. She is a model of responsibility in academic performance, participation, and great character. I am so proud of her. Next, we have Quinn Pollock in Ms. Silvestri and Mrs. Nieves' class. Quinn always shares her personal experiences and participates in class. She works hard and always tries her best. Great job, Quinn. Moving on to our next class, we have Avery, my man Avery Jenkins, and Mr. Hartnett, Ms. Serta, Mr. Guadalupe's class. Avery has been doing great with online learning. He is responsible and a big helper to the others in class. Avery is a role model this year. Keep up the great work, Avery. Proud of you. Next, we're going to move on to our RTI classes, the great students in Mrs. Adams, Mrs. Dragata, Mrs. Fralix, and Mrs. Mulford, Mrs. Upham's class. Let's see who we got. First, we have Willow Jenkins in Ms. Dragata's class. Willow is a great student. She shows up with a smile and always ready to learn. Keep up the awesome work, Willow. Next, we have Trinity Walker in Mrs. Upham's class. Trinity is always smiling and excited to learn. She gives 100% at all times. I look forward to seeing her smile in group. Next, we have Aminata Robinson in Mrs. Fralix's class. Aminata always comes to class ready to learn and always gives her best effort. Way to go, Aminata. Next up, we have Isaiah Arias, Mrs. Mulford's class. Isaiah is smart, funny, hardworking. I really enjoy spending time with him during class. Keep up the great work, Isaiah. Next, we have Sophia Rodriguez in Mrs. Adams' class. Sophia has been attending her lessons regularly and giving her best effort. Keep up the good work. Next up, we're going to celebrate our specials. First, we have the Golden Sneaker Award. And the Golden Sneaker Award goes to none other than Mrs. Silvestri's class. This class has consistently excellent attendance. They engage in wonderful conversations during health and are always active for PE lessons. Next up, we have Mrs. Buno's Artist of the Month. So Mrs. Buno's Artist of the Month are Zahir Sims and Berkeley Hyson. And if you look closely, you can see the beautiful pictures that they drew. Keep up the great work, Zahir and Berkeley. Next, we have our Superstar Spanish class. This is awarded to Senora Crane's first grade class. Her class consistently has a high percent for attendance. The kiddos are always wanting to participate, and I love their energy. This class is excelente. Musicians of the Month, Mrs. Bove and Mrs. Portick. Mrs. Bove nominates Joaquin for his consistent smile and love of music. His best song is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. All right, Joaquin. And we have Chloe Runyon in Mrs. Portick's class. Chloe, keep up the great work. Next, we have the STEM Learning Award for Mrs. Trowbridge's class, and that award goes to Mrs. Blau's first grade class. Every student is excited to learn and participate. They are wonderful listeners and hard workers. Keep up the great work, Ms. Blau's class. All right, next we're going to celebrate attendance. Let's see. We have here, this is our kindergarten through second grade. And I'm going to take the time to read the names because these students have perfect attendance. I'm going to take the time. So we have Isaiah Arias, Leah Bates, Kira Bent, Lacey Bohm, Ava Bracey, Derek Brown, Parker Brown, Damian Burton, Tamir Butler, Jadalani Cabrera, Giovanni Capazzi, Yadalise Centrone, Maxwell Clark, Kamora Coleman, Jeremiah Couch, Kaylani Cox, Kimani Cox, Nevaeh Cruz, Rachel Demper, Kaden Diaz, Hannah Douglas, Jaden Evans, Ayalise Federa Ocasio, Zadriel Federa Ocasio, Savannah Freeman, Jason Gonzalez, Nia Gonzalez, Ian Goodwin, Justice Guadalupe, Emma Hahn, Brian Hickman, Brianna Hickman, Kellen Hildman, Demetrius Hudson, Adriana Irizarry Rodriguez, Jamari Johnny, Elizabeth Jones, Krista Jones Malik, Gianna Claywater, Caden Kubiak, Isabella Lazinski, Dax Lashley Nicholas, Tyron Lindsay, Emmanuel Lopez Figueroa, Kazine Martinez Maldonado, Brian McCormick, Levi Medina, Brooklyn Miller, Taylor Miller, Janice Mulligan, Naomi Mushin, Nikayla Myers, Sophia Ortega Valentin, Arabella Parker, Jeffrey Payton, Dwayne Priester, Marjorie Ramos Feliciano, Gianni Rivera, Aminata Robinson, Sophia Robinson, Joshua Rodriguez Reynosa, Amina Roundtree, Abigail Ruiz, Amina Scott Andrews, Lucas Simonini, Faith Spatola, Leroy Stevens, Summer Taylor, Antoya Thomas, Teron Thomas, Kelsey Thurman, Kaylani Tomlin, Gabriela Torres, Gavin Watson, Danya Watts Woodson, Zane Winsell, Ellsworth Williams, Janessa Williams, Myra Williams, Liam Woodard Roller, Chloe Wright, and Christopher Young. Woo! Those are all of our kindergarten through second grade perfect attendance students for the month of February. We're proud of you because the most important thing is that you got to show up in order to learn. So let's move on. We're going to move on to our third grade through fifth grade. I'm going to take the time to read those names, and we have 112 students for the month of February with perfect attendance. Here we go. Janaea Adair, Maya Adams, Victoria Aliano Velez, Isaac Anderson, Armani Armstead, Jordy Arteta Paternina, Tasha Artis, Tariq Banks, Zanaya Barber, Owen Bates, Adrielle Bermudez, Yanalise Bermudez, Dane Blankenship, Anthony Capazzi, Ezekiel Centeno, Zion Cepeda, Leonard Childers, Ileana Cicero, Isaiah Cicero, Javion Colon, Juliana Corson, Layla Couch, Genevicia Cruz, Emma Cummings, Avion Daniels, Antonio Danley, Amaya Dennis, Madison Deal, Abigail Douglas, Malcolm Fentress, James Frazier, Gemma Freeman, Abigail Garrison, Catherine Gold, Alexandria Gonzalez, Christopher A. Gonzalez, Destiny Gonzalez, Michael Gonzalez, Iris Gonzalez Vargas, Liaria Gonzalez Harris, Donnie Goodwin, Jaden Goodwin, Jaleesa Green, Ishmael Greer, Destiny Griner, Jameer Guadalupe, Anthony Hackett, Gianna Hannah, Samantha Harris, Jada Hart, Ethan Hawkins, Aiden Horn, Isis Hernandez Torres, Angeline Hester, Jesse Holland, Tierre Holland, Dante Hawk, Berkeley Heisen, Boston Heisen, Michaela Ingram, Gabriella Irizarry, Robert Jacobs, Demaye Johnson Trammell, Dramir D. Jones, Jasper Lazinski, Jonathan Lazinski, Alina Lynn, Sienna Lopez, Riley Martinez, Taraji Mayweather, Ellie Mendez, Liliana Miller, Jason Morales, Natalie Nelson, Colton Owens, Ryden Parker, Joseph Parks. We have Ronaldo Peralta Gonzalez, Juliana Rivera, Galela Robinson, Layla Robinson, Prince K. Kamari Robinson, Princess Nyla Robinson. We have Hakeem Roll, Kadrian Rosa, Layla Rosario, Gabriela Rosick, Yahira Ruiz, Chloe Runyon, Destiny Shaw, Mia Sheff, Van Sibley, Kamaya Smith, Ethan Smith Martin, Joelia Soto, Julian Stiles, Kayla Stinson, Colton Stratton, Corinne Stuck, Don Taylor, Anastasia Thomas, Eshion Underwood, Dominic Vasquez, Trinity Walker, Zoe White, Amariah Williams, Christiana Williams, Malia Williams, Kaylee Wingate, Paige Wingate, Brody Ziegler, and Charlotte Ziegler. These are our third through fifth grade perfect attendance for the month of February. Keep coming to school, y'all. We are so proud of you. Attendance does matter. All right, now we're going to celebrate some of our staff. First up, we have Christine Armington. Meet Christine Armington. She is a first grade paraprofessional, a graduate from Millville High School, 1992, and Cumberland County College in 1994. Her husband, Matt, they'll celebrate 25th wedding anniversary in June. Congratulations. Wow. She's mom of two wonderful daughters. Rachel is 20 and Sarah 16. And this is a quote from Mrs. Armington. I have been lucky enough to be employed by the Millville School District for the past 16 years. And we are blessed to have you, Mrs. Armington. Favorite children's book is Love You Forever. Mrs. Armington loves to travel the world with her family. And there's her dog Hugo in the picture over there. And I love to travel too, Mrs. Armington. That's Mrs. Christine Armington, Silver Run School's finest. Next up, we have none other than Mrs. Barles. Mrs. Barles is an autism self-contained teacher. aka the Champion Program. Mrs. Barles attended Sacred Heart High School and Newman University. In May, her last name will be changed to Bornazos. Yes, Mrs. Barles is getting married. Congratulations, Mrs. Barles. Mrs. Barles likes to spend her free time with family. She loves to do yoga, watching Philly sports teams, and cooking. And Mrs. Barles, we are truly blessed to have you here at Silver Run, and we appreciate that all you do, for the Silver Run School family. So Silver Run, we did it again. We did it again. We celebrated our students and our staff here at Silver Run. We continue to say we are proud of everything that our students and staff do. We want to give a special shout out to, of course, to our nurse, Wendy Wolf, who does a great job in helping keeping us safe and healthy. Also to our maintenance staff. You saw during the Pledge of Allegiance, you saw Mrs. Parr and Mr. Scott. They did our Pledge of Allegiance, but we appreciate you keeping us safe and cleaning and making sure everything is sanitized. To our cafeteria staff, Mrs. Hall, Mrs. Judy, and all the ladies over there for making sure that our school members and our families are well fed. We appreciate all that you do. Big shout out to Mr. Reisick for leading the way as our instructional leader, and to every single one of our Silver Run School family. Keep doing a great job. This is the month of February coming to an end. We have a few more months to go, and we will make it because we are Silver Run Strong, and we are Silver Run School family. Have a great rest of the day.